All right, and we are back. And let's just jump in here and get this going for today. There we go. Send these out, and let's just get this going. Grab these. I forgot my package from yesterday, and that's that. Move in here. What is going on? Still have this. I need to get out there and farm myself just a little bit more. But we'll grab that. Should be a new... No, 4 days for this. I still need to grab my 5-star heroic egg. And we are good there. Was the capture festival up to 191? Yeah, usually with the festival at the end of the year like this, it slows down. I don't think we're going to see people over the 500 capture. That's just the way it goes. Get our eggs for the more eggs for the end of the year summons, and I think that's everything on here. Arthur trinkets are up. I just saw. Gonna wait around just for fun for another Persephone set. I think after that, so let's get the 1 gem. Yep, and we are good. 10 battles will do. Got some farming I need to do for myself on here today. So I'll load up the tablet after we go on that. So Arthur. Save those tickets. And we are off. Let's go backwards. We have 10 days. That'll be fun. Doing last Champions League of the year. Coming up. That's just a troll team. This one's interesting. When I say interesting, it's just interesting in the fact that this is probably the only Astromon they had that were fully built and or gemmed. And a light Artemis. Alright. Already don't like this guy. How do you have a light Artemis? Alright, we'll go here for the shock. And we got it. No resistance on these people. And if they do, it was very, very little. Okay. Remember to get in there and do a couple more. I'm just doing one, but I talked about this yesterday with PvP, getting in there and making sure that you are doing your 10 tickets as much as possible, getting those league medals, at least 150 league medals to get your major gleam, your big gleam every week is, again, important on trying to progress and evolve your Astromon. Set them to go. Also been thinking about next year as things are going to go forward. Again, I know I'm not going to say I'm hyping up Monster Super League 2. Like, we don't even know when that's actually going to be coming out. But going forward with this, though, I think my next year's goal is going to end up being for my 5 stars. Start working on. I want to do Odin. It's either Odin or Valkyrie as far as like a full, kind of what I did with Persephone. but those are a little harder to come by just because you can't. There's no like dungeons for them. Like Arthur, the original Trinity there is Arthur, a Valkyrie, and Odin, and there is like no easy way to obtain them. You have to sift through all of them, and that's kind of my out of selection tickets. That's kind of I think my biggest gripe I can personally have with the original like 5 stars they gave you is outside of, as time has gone on, and we talked about this before, you know, with capture festivals, eventually you get to a point where you have so many unique Astromon that have only shown up during a month. Like, how do you reincorporate that? How do you cover the challenge of bringing these back? And I think that's kind of where the original 3 5 stars that the game gave you in your heroes contract kind of comes into play. And talking about that, it's like you have to summon. You're just trying to sift through, trying to summon those Astromon is hard enough, and so it kind of thinks why we don't have like a heroes dungeon, because if we had a heroes dungeon, and again you got to look at the business side of this. You know, if they had a heroes dungeon, you know, you could go in there. You have to farm it every single day. You get a couple extra, you know, if you pay something else, right? You get a couple extra runs, but you ultimately have to run the hero dungeon a lot. You're still making players play the game a little bit longer, you know, just to eke out that. And plus, you eventually get the 5-star Astromon, and then players have to pay for a reset ticket. Well, you pay for a reset ticket, you know, to do that. I would pay for that just to get my chance to maybe have like a full set of Valkyries for fun, or an Odin set, or even Arthur, all Arthurs. Just because at the end of the day, it's there is really no other way to obtain them. And sadly, that's kind of the problem Monster Super League faces with a little bit of its not with its gacha system. Again, this is a mobile game. I realize that, but there's just, I give this one so much more credit because we are given so much for free, you know, and to kind of take away that mindset is kind of bad. And in this sense, you're like, well, we give a heroes dungeon, at least you can get a water, you know, Arthur or water Valkyrie, and at least those players who are just starting out, like going back to the new player account for a second, you kind of sit there and think, well, you have no real easy way to get Valkyrie Evo 3'd outside of a selection ticket that you can buy for, I think, like $5, because you're a new player, you know, and new players are gonna look at that kind of thing and be like, well, cool, you know, for $5 I get a 5-star selection ticket, and then you can use that, which I don't see a problem with. It's just that's really the only way you'd get them to Evo 3. But that's a rant for more time on another day. But we are done with the daily here. I appreciate you guys liking, subscribing, and commenting, and I will see you all in tomorrow's video.